right. Greetings, Jackson Middle School students. This project video is for students who are starting a Tinkercad unit. So, if you're watching this, it's because you've never messed with Tinkercad before. You're totally new at this. It is a weird thing that you have nothing about. That's why we're making this video. So, first thing you're going to do is open up Chrome. Let's do this one. Whoop. Okay. And so you're going to go to my website, bit.ly/JMSArtRoom. There we go. So, I'm going to click on 6th grade art. This one's the 6th grade unit. I'm going to scroll down to Tinkercad. You should be watching this right now. Now we're going to click on this link, Tinkercad link. Okay? If it says you're leaving this website, just click fine, it's fine, don't sweat. Now, if you already have a Tinkercad account, just click on sign in, use your Google account. If not, click join now, click create personal account, sign in with Google, and it's going to make you a new account. Okay, if it says anything else, just click accept. It's basically saying, hey, we're going to use Google Chrome documents and stuff to save and transfer files. That's fine. So you can see on mine, I've been busy making stuff. Okay, on yours, it'll probably be empty here. So we're going to create a totes new design. Click on that. All right. So first off, this is a world easier to do with a mouse and keyboard. So if you don't have a computer mouse, go over to my desk, borrow yourself a mouse. Make sure you have one that works and has the USB dongle. Okay. You got to open that thing up, look inside of it. Make sure at the end of class you pull out the USB dongle, put it back inside the mouse, put the mouse in the box, put the box in the bigger box, and the wheels on the bus go round and round. So make sure you're taking care of our stuff. That way we can always use it. Okay, so this is Tinkercad. First thing we're going to do is figure out how to look around. Okay, this is like a square piece of paper. It says work plane. Okay, that's whatever. Not the greatest name in the world, but we'll roll with it. Work plane. So in order to look around, what we're going to do is you can either click up here, grab that with the mouse, left mouse click, and drag it around. Ooh. Okay. Top, front, left, right, all that good stuff. Okay. You could also right click over here. This is why it's easier with the mouse. Okay. Let's say you want to zoom in on something over there. Well, you can click the mouse wheel, press it down like it's a button, and drag over. Okay. You can also, with the mouse wheel, zoom in, zoom out. Okay. So take a second, figure out how all this stuff works. 90% of doing this is just being able to get around your model and zoom in and out and scroll around and stuff. That's probably the hardest part. Once you have this down, you're going to be doing pretty good. Okay. So the next thing we're going to do is we're going to figure out how to just throw something on our work plane. So all you got to do is pull over here, grab a box, and look, there's a box. It's floating around. It's not existing yet. We're going to figure out where we want to put it. Let's put it right here. Done. Now all this stuff comes up. Let's just get rid of that. Close that by clicking that. So first off, let's say we want this to be, well, right now it says 20 millimeters by 20 millimeters. Remember, there's 10 millimeters in a centimeter. Okay. What I like to do is I always keep my ruler with me at my desk. That way I have kind of a size reference. So right now, this block, this cube, is 20 by 20 by, I believe it's also 20. 20? 20. So 20 millimeters is 2 centimeters. So take your ruler, kind of look at that right now and say, okay, this block is this big. Okay? It's always helpful to do that. Always have your ruler when you're 3D modeling to kind of get a size reference. So let's say we want this to be a rectangle. Well, you can either do a couple of things. Let's say we want it just to expand out this way. So let's click that black square, and this black square is only going to change this side. You can see how it's expanding. We're pulling it out. There. Once you let it go, it gets dropped down. Okay. Let's make it a little bit wider. Let's pull this down this way. All right. So now we got a big like rectangle looking shape. Now I'm going to change my view. Okay. We got to keep it in the workspace area. Now, what if we click this white box? Well, what this is going to do, it's going to change these two measurements at the same time. So, there we go. Now, what if we want this box to be shorter? Well, take this box right here. This is your height parameter, your height measurement. So we're going to take this, we're going to click it, we're going to drag it down flat, okay? Or maybe we want it taller. There we go. Now, looking around it, we got a big old block looking thing in the middle of our workplace. All right. So what if we want to add something to it? Well, let's shrink this down a bit. Let's say we're building a house. I always like to use a house as an example. So let's get another block. There's our new one. Now we're going to, how tall is this one? This is 55. So we want this one to be 55, because right now it's only 20. Another thing we can do is just click on that and go boop, boop, enter. Done. Okay, so now it's the same height as our original block. Let's get those side by side. Let's pull this out to about here. Okay, that's pretty good. Now, new thing. All right, what we're going to do is we're going to drag a box around both these shapes. Okay, because right now they're two separate shapes. We want them to merge into one super powerful shape form thing. So, I'm going to cruise up here to this button. It says group. What you're going to do is click on that. That line disappeared. Now two shapes have become one. They have merged. Okay? So we now have just one giant shape. So if we're building our house here, we can now work with just one single shape. We don't have to worry about a bunch of little spaces. Now, this is adding stuff. Let's add one more. Let's do a cylinder. Oi. All right. So if we add a cylinder over here, if we drag it over, we want to put it on the roof, let's say, can you see it? No. Uh-oh, now I let go of it. What you can do is hit Control-Z, undoes the last thing you just did. So, undoes that? Is that the right phrase? Anyways, so what we're going to do with this is we need to get it up top. So that's what this little triangle's for. You click it, you pull it up. Now, it's measuring how far it is from the bottom. So we want to go up to 55. There's 55 right there. Okay, and now we're just going to, ta-da! Now, I want this to be my chimney. I want a nice little fireplace. So we're going to let this drag all the way over here. And we're going to merge it. Well, let's not merge it yet. Let's leave that separate. Okay. So now what we're going to do is we're going to start carving some shapes out of this. This has all been adding stuff. But what if you want to remove stuff? Okay. So we're going to use this box right here. This is a whole box. You can change it back to a normal box. You can even change the color of this box. But we want a whole box, okay? What a whole shape or form does, it carves out things when you group them together. So, let's say we want to make this area right here a room. So, we need to make it how tall? I believe it was 55. Enter, okay. Now we got the right height, so we'll be able to move this in. Let's have our walls be about 1 millimeter. That should do it. And let's pull this out so it's in line with that. Let's pull this side out so it's in line with that. That looks pretty good. So now what we're going to do, let's go one more. Whoop. Nope, too far. There we go. 83. So now what we're going to do is we're going to drag a box around those and we're going to merge them and watch what happens. Oh, there's a hole in the room. That's actually more like a room. Okay, so at this point, what we're going to do is we're just going to keep using that same strategy. Okay, so we got these 4 rooms, but riddle me this, Batman. How do you get in our house? Well, do the same thing. Get a box. Let's not make it 55. Let's make it 40. Put it up to there and merge them. There's a door. So what we can do now, here's a quick trick. Take this, if you hit Control-C and Control-V, I just made a copy and I pasted it. So let's stick that one there. Control-V. Let's put this copy right here. Control-V. Let's put this one right here. Oh, man. And now if we just drag a box around all these and hit merge, instant storage. Okay? So, at this point, you basically have all the tools you need to be successful at this. You can bring objects in, you can cut holes in objects, you can modify those objects. We know how to change the size, the height. The only other thing I could show you is this thing right here. All this does is turns it. Okay? We can turn our house in a different way. But what if we want a crazy house? Well, then you're going to click over here and oh, snap. Look at all that. That's crazy. Control Z. There we go. All right, fixed it. Let's see. This one turns it this way. Now, you notice it's doing it in increments of 5 degrees or so. 45? Yeah, 45s. Something weird. Anyways, if you want little increments, you just go to the outside ring. And now it's on its head. So, at this point, I can go even further. I could start throwing in the cabinets. Oh, yes. So you kind of get the idea. I'm just going through and making a simple little house. And if you get done and you want the roof on it, well, you just click on roof. And there you go. There's my little house. So experiment with this. You don't have to make a house. Have some fun. See what you can make with it.